At Canadian International Minerals, we use a pretty basic business plan for mineral exploration. We use 4 criteria before we look at a project. I would say we probably look at least 150 projects a year. We might move on 2 or 3 of them. The first thing we look at is what I call big company geology. Does the geology of the project have the potential to host a major deposit that a big company geologist is going to look at and go, yes, we want this project. If you don't have this, you don't move on to any other basis. So that's our first criteria we look at all the time. Next is, okay, acquisition. What's it going to cost to pick up? We do a lot of our own claim staking, which is the easiest and least expensive way to acquire mining properties. We've got all across Canada, we've got a good network of claim stakers and people that do put together projects. So we look at projects that believably we can pick up at a reasonable cost that's not going to cost us a huge amount. Usually these projects have escalating payments and things like that, so you know, third, fourth year, if you got these big $1 million, $2 million property payments, chances are we'll never be able to fulfill them, so it's worthless taking it on right in the beginning. Next, we look for projects that have got a fairly good database. Previous exploration is always, you know, every project has been worked on before, unless you're taking up something that's very conceptual, grassroots, which is, the database will obviously be less, but we like to see on any of our projects is that a fair amount of, say, airborne geophysics, which I'm a big believer, our group is a big believer on geological mapping using it. We'd like to see some good mineralogy work that's been done on the mineralization so we know we can extract the minerals out of it. That's always an important thing. We always look at mineralogy very early stage. If the minerals can't be commercially processed to extract the metals, whatever they are, we don't even look at it from there. Next, we look at what would be the exploration program to move the project ahead. You know, are we taking on something that's in the high Arctic, it's going to be millions of dollars just to get there, or do we take on something we can drive to in a pickup truck? These are our 4 main criteria, so everything that we pick up, we try to get paid as least for it as possible. It's got to have the good geology, which gives us the potential. We have to have a database that we can work on. Hopefully we've got drill logs, drill core, lots of things like that to work with. And moving it ahead, we're just a small company, so there's no sense taking on a project that is going to take $20, $30 million in the next 2-3 years, because it's just not going to happen, especially in this market right now. So that's basically what we look at. If you look at all of our projects, there will be this criteria is pretty strictly applied to. We do spend a lot of time, we stake a lot of projects that actually we don't talk about because it's a, you know, a $2,000–3,000 bet that maybe something can happen. We're always looking for new plays where we can get in early and cheap and go from there.